We know about circuit breaker. Circuit breaker is one of the crucial equipment in the whole substation. Let it be a transmission network or let it be a distribution network. Circuit breaker plays a very important role in the whole power system. We can switch supply using circuit breaker in normal as well as in abnormal condition. So we already know about the importance of circuit breaker. Now, when we talk about circuit breaker, what majorly comes into your mind is that circuit breaker is consist of the interrupter part, which you can see on the top portion. Then it will have a supporting insulator, which will help, to maintain the sufficient clearance of the live part and the ground. Then there will be an operating mechanism, which is responsible for, making the opening and closing operation possible. This is the brief idea. These are the primary parts of circuit breaker that we know, that we talk about the circuit breaker generally. But there are a lot many other things that are also present in the control circuitry of the circuit breaker, so which are responsible for controlling the circuit breaker, and they are also responsible for monitoring the circuit breaker. So for example, when you give a closing command to a circuit breaker, let's say you are giving a closing command from a remote operation, the breaker will simply not close immediately, right? There will be some preconditions that the breaker needs to be checked before it closes. And that is possible when you have given some circuitry that checks everything. So just to give you one example here, let's say I'm just saying this example on a random basis. Let's say you have a circuit breaker whose rated SF6 gas pressure is 10.0 bar. This is the rated gas pressure, and on this pressure the breaker is capable of breaking the fault current. Clear? But let's say for some reason this pressure dropped to 5.0 bar. Let's say there is some leakage and that caused the pressure to drop to 50%, 5 bar. Now it is not just the pressure that is dropping, but it is also dropping the dielectric property of the breaker. So dielectric property of the breaker will also drop 50%. And in this situation, let's say you have given a closing command to the breaker, breaker has closed. And in this moment, let's say there is a fault, the relay will sense that fault and relay will give a tripping command to the circuit breaker. Now, if in this situation circuit breaker's contact opens, then the breaker will not be able to clear the fault. Why? Because the dielectric property of the breaker is 50% lesser than what is tested for. And this is a big impact, right? So definitely when you are giving a closing command to the breaker must check if there is a sufficient gas inside the breaker or not. If the gas is not there sufficient quantity, then it should not close, right? Now, what things will check all these things? Whether the interrupter will check? No. Whether the support insulator will check? No. Whether the operating mechanism will check? No. They will not do it. These things, they are not meant to check all these things. So to check all these things, we have a control circuitry. There will be wiring logics. There will be different equipment used inside the control cubicle of the breaker, which will check all this thing. And the diagram that shows everything, all the logics, all the interlocks, that is what we call as control schematics. Now this diagram will show you all the interlocks, all the closing interlocks that we have, all the tripping interlocks that we have. It also shows the conditions that needs to be checked before closing the breaker and before tripping the breaker. Now this is checked automatically using the control circuitry logics, using the wiring logics. Now using this control circuitry, you can also interlock the circuit breaker and the disconnector. An electrical interlock can be provided between these two equipment. Let's say the interlock can be when unless and until you open the circuit breaker, you will not be able to open the disconnector. So first you have to open the breaker and then the disconnector. Now this interlock, electrical interlock, you can provide using the control circuitry of the circuit breaker. So basically control schematic is a drawing that shows all the logics, all the interlocks that you have. This diagram will use some standardized symbols. So instead of showing a contactor or the closing coil, tripping coil, it will be shown using some standardized symbols for easy understanding. And understanding of this control schematic is very, very important if you are somebody who is working in the substation or you are working in the switchgear industry or you are working related to circuit breaker things. This will definitely boost your confidence and your understanding will go to the next level. So understanding of the circuit breaker schematic is very, very important. So just to show you one example here, what are the logics, what are the representation that we use. Let me get it. So there will be a diagram which will have horizontal representation. This is how it is represented. This is the European practice to represent. Now this will be a positive line. This will be a negative line. Now there will be a control voltage which is responsible for controlling everything inside that, and that is mostly is a DC voltage, and hence the positive and negative line. Now in between these two lines there will be different logics that is represented. Let's say for example, I will draw one circuit here. So this is my push button, let's say. Then I will use a contact of a contactor which is responsible for checking the gas. So this is the NO contact of that, and then there will be a closing coil. So if the gas pressure is there, then only this contact will close, and then only the closing command will reach to the closing coil when you push the push button or you give the remote command. Now likewise there will be representation of every circuit, every logic will be given inside the control schematic drawing, right? So that is what we call it as control schematics of circuit breaker. Very, very important document. And if you are somebody who is working in the substation, as I said, it is must to understand. And if you're interested in learning the circuit breaker control schematics in the easiest way possible, then you can enroll in the course that I have for circuit breaker control schematics. You will start this course as a beginner, but you will end this as an expert. Now this is the only comprehensive course available on the internet where you can learn about all the equipment that we use in the secondary of the circuit breaker. You will learn about what is the function of each equipment. You will learn about all the different logics that are there in the circuit breaker control schematics. With this course, you get about 4+ hours of HD recorded videos, lifetime validity, all the necessary PDFs. You will also get a certificate of completion which you can put in your resume, in your LinkedIn profile, and all the relevant places. If you do not find the content useful, you can also get your 100% money back within the 7 days. That is also there. That is the confidence we have on the course. You will get guidance directly from the industry expert. So we have an expert in this course who will guide us through all the complex logics of circuit breaker control schematics. You can also avail the live Q&A sessions that is available. There will be a dedicated course community provided, and a lot of other things. So you will get tons of information about circuit breaker control schematics. No prior experience on circuit breaker control schematic is required. We will guide you through all your learning journey. A lot of outcomes, a lot of useful outcomes, which will definitely help you in getting the right job that you are looking for. In this course, we talk first in the first module, we'll talk about all the basics about circuit breaker which are necessary to know about the secondary components. Then we'll talk about all the secondary components that we will be using inside the control circuitry. Then in the module 3, we will talk about the closing circuit and all the logics about closing circuit that is available. Then in next module, we'll talk about the tripping circuit. So we'll also see what is capacitive tripping device and all the logics that is there in the tripping circuit. Also, additionally, we will talk about the EGO type circuit breaker control circuit. So EGO is electrically gang operated type. Then also we will talk about medium voltage circuit breaker control circuitry. And if you join the premium plan of this course, you will also get analysis of actual CB drawing, final quizzer, and guidance from the expert that is available in the premium plan. Now this particular course is recommended for everybody who is working in the substation or maybe transmission distribution utility, maintenance and operational personnel, engineers working in the switchgear industry, and there are a lot of other use cases that will help this course. The page of course landing page where you will find all the details, I've given link for it down in the description. Definitely go and check it out and make your circuit breaker control schematics, take that to a different level. You will start as a beginner and you will end as an expert. Highly recommended for all the working professional and all the young engineers who are looking to get the job in this particular field. So link is in the description. Go and check out all the details.